You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You can be the do it for the people, do it for your pride. But go wrong if they even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name. There's gonna be a day. You can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. Beat the world. You can beat the war. Talk about gold banging on his door. You can throw your hands up. You can beat the clock. You can move a mountain. You can break rocks. You can be a master. Don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Standing in the hall of fame. Taking some work, but I finally have them. The worst of the worst. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you. We will rock you. Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, gonna take on the world someday. You got blood on your face, a big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will rock you. Sing it out. We will rock you. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got blood on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you. We will rock you. Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, gonna break all the walls someday. You got blood on your face, big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will rock you. Sing it out. We will rock you. Buddy, you're an old man, poor man, bleeding with your eyes, gonna make it all peace.
Translators, be ready. All translators, unmute yourself and be ready. We are going live. Going live now. We are live.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
We are here again in a very great evening. One more GS. We are here, and thank you so much to Kavita Ma and Sachin Bhai for providing us such a great platform. Now talking to the screen, talking to so many people together. I just want to say that I feel blessed to be part of this lockdown, so that I got a chance, to learn so much from so many great people. And today is one another, day which would be, memorable in your mind. So before, starting to tell you, I want to set some ground rules for all of you, for this session. So, today in this session, you have to keep your mind totally focused. Okay. And today, I will not say that, you sit in your room, close the doors, or you don't get disturbed. I will only say that you listen to the speaker who is coming for only 5 minutes. If you listen to the speaker only for 5 minutes, trust me, you will not be able to move an inch. You will not be able to touch your phone. You will not be able to answer any call, anything. You will be shouting on your family if somebody will come to disturb you. You will be shouting on your friends. You will be throwing your phone if the phone rings. The speaker carries that aura. So the ground rule is today to just listen to the speaker for 5 minutes. Because if you listen to the speaker for 5 minutes, trust me, you will be in the session, because today something different is going to happen. The session is going to make an impression on your mind today, guys. When the lockdown started, I still remember everybody was busy in firefighting. That lockdown has started. Not even in our business, in all the businesses, everybody was worried what to do, what to do. And the speaker who is going to come today, my upline, she is so calm, she's so mentally relaxed, okay, that she max out, yes guys, max out weekly 10 to 11 lakh rupees. She maxed out in the second week of lockdown itself. So you can imagine, when the whole world is crying, whole world is firefighting, even in the business we are looking for options, she is that lady who maxed down in the second week. She qualified all the requirements of the bold and beautiful and qualified that. She is qualifying all the benchmark after benchmark after benchmark, as it is coming. you know if I tell about her, when I came in the business and when I came to Delhi, okay, so she belongs from a small town, which is Bhopal. But when I came to Delhi, when I met her for the first time, that first impression, I still remember that first impression. I was little bit hot-headed, okay. And when a girl comes in front of you, who is not so aged, so you try to judge. So I tried, you know. So you can also try if you want, because I tried. But what I got back, the subtle answers, the knowledge she carries, the way she deals with all the problems. Trust me, I fell for her, on the first day, that this is the person who is going to take me up. This is the person. I was earning little bit good salary in my past avatar, but if she was not there, trust me, I would not be here. I would not be asked to speak in front of all of you. And she has made she's not even only, she's not herself a max out, but her downlines are maxing out every week. She has created many downlines who max out every week. She has created so many people, okay, who have so much of wealth, who, everybody is talking about German cars. A lot of you must feel that we are talking about German cars. Guys, German car is not the criteria which she has made possible for all of us, all the downlines, but she made sure to, everyone, talking about their family, getting into our relationship, getting into our family, asking us each and every detail. Okay, she is that, sister, she is that mother, she is that, friend who gets into every single detail of every single downline and solves it, in a, blink of an eye. And she is a, very big follower of secret, very big follower of magic. So trust me, today that magic is going to happen. Today you are going to experience that magic. I am very much sure, because I know you will not be able to judge this, person. You'll not be able to judge what she is saying, because the way you will melt into the words, I cannot explain it in my words. When she will start to tell you about the subject today, trust me, you will have a different experience, that awe feeling. But when you are having that awe feeling, make sure you are, writing down. So bring your notepads, bring your pens. After the session you may regret, oh shit, I did not write down. Oh shit, I should have taken this knowledge in the notes, because I need this in my journey. There are so many people, from other teams. I still remember that, when I was meeting people from, different teams, a lot of people used to come to me and tell, is there any option to make her my upline? So that is the aura she carries. She meets any person, that person will come. No, many people used to come to me, is there any option to make her my upline? That is the aura she carries. I went to her home also. There are a lot of people who start to do business for, they want, a lot of money, and they are not happy in their past avatar. She was doing very good in corporate career also, engineer by profession. So yes, beauty with brains. Not every girl has this quality, but she has this quality of beauty with brains. If I talk about Indian, if I refer to her, to certain Indian goddesses, she owns the, aura, or you can say the roop of goddess Lakshmi also, goddess Saraswati also, and at times goddess Durga also, to handle people, like us. She has that aura also to handle everyone. When I was in Delhi, I still remember that there were around 10 boys, 15 boys. She was the only girl. She was the only dhakad girl. When I saw her, what 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 guts this girl has. What guts this lady has. She is there. There are 20, 30, 40 boys following her, and she was walking like a king, not a queen. She was walking like a king. So she holds that aura of a king also, who can rule. And yes, a superb queen also, who can, build everyone. So in the organization, everyone calls her as a cement of the organization. We may put several bricks, but if she is not there, the wall would not be complete. She completes that wall. She completes everyone, all the downlines, all the uplines. She completes everything. I call her the Lakshmi. Any group, any place, when we will involve her. So there are people, there are live testimonies of people. There are certain people who are stuck, who are not able to complete their sapphire ranks. Now what she did, she just had 1 hour conversation with that person, and then suddenly next month, this guy is, becoming a sapphire star. Now there are so many magical stories like this, so many magical stories, that yes, Ma'am came to my life and I became Sapphire Star. Ma'am came to my life and my this problem solved. Ma'am came to my life and my personal relationship problem also solved. So trust me, she has that aura. She can overall change you. Huh? By her home, she has a lot of money. Her father has a lot of money. No, she is here for us. I know that completely from my heart, that she is here for all of us. She is here for all of you. And today, this session, okay, if you give that 1% of submission also, na, she will take that 100% submission from you, and you'll not be able to move an inch. And guys, not taking much time, I would like to call up my upline. Okay, I would like to call up someone who changed my life, who changed the life of so many people, like me, and she gave a path to me. So guys, I would not like to call her like this. Okay, you can make the loudest shout and call her, because something is going to change. Okay, at the end of the session, I will ask you. I know I can bet my whole property on this session. Okay, on papers,
Ok,
that
xin lỗi cả nhà mình ạ. Em vừa bị
just give 1% submission. So guys, please welcome my upline, my mentor, someone who guided me on this call. Big round of applause for my upline, Kriti Jaiswal.
Thank you so much, Pratik.
Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Now I have to empty my cup. So first of all, I would like to give immense gratitude to Kavita Ma, Sachin Bhai and Digi Bhai for giving me this platform. And trust me, this lockdown has indeed been a blessing for all of us, because it is like a treat to hear all the successful people in the business. And if lockdown would not have been happened, this GS would not have been happening. So everything happens for a reason. I believe nothing moves without his will. So this happened because we have to listen to all these people. I am so glad that I am here today to share my story, to share my perspective, how I look this topic as. So I don't know how I attract this topic towards me. In VWD also, Kavita Ma gave me the same topic, and I got the same topic, prospecting. So I'm attracting this topic again and again. So it's a pleasure again to speak to you, all of you, about this topic. So I started my journey 5 years back. So my name is Kriti and I started this journey 5 years back. So I belong to a business background, business family background. So my father is a businessman. So since childhood, I've been seeing business as big setup, big shop, like customers, people coming and going. I've seen business like this. And I belong to a very small town, Bhopal. So in Wahan pe it's like, we talk like about Galla, and customers are coming, they're rejecting, then profit, loss. This is how I saw business as. Like all my life, since I did my schooling from Bhopal, I did my college from Bhopal. I never went out. I had two brothers, so they went out. One studied in SRM and other studied in VIT. I'll tell you a very interesting story about that also. I'll share a very different aspect today about what I see prospecting as. So when I completed my college, so somebody prospected my dad and told him that you should actually allow your children to do job, because what happens in job, your perception changes, your personality gets developed, you become altogether a better person. All good things. I had a conversation with my dad, my uncle, my relative, and my dad got closed over that conversation. So he allowed me to move out of Bhopal for the very first time after my college. And also, as I did very well in my college, so I directly got entered into a company called TCS, Tata. So I worked there for 6 years. So first, I was in Mumbai. So I went to Mumbai in my first job. So I was very excited about it. But my salary was not huge. I started with a very basic salary of 25,000. That's how every engineer starts, with a very basic salary. So when I went to Mumbai, I understood 25,000 is not enough to survive there. And I used to live in Andheri with one of my friends. So my father, I got a salary of 25,000 from job, and my father used to send another 50,000 to me, because survival there in Mumbai, he knew that it is an initial phase. I would not be able to survive there in Mumbai. So he was very much possessive. I should live a good life there also. And I enjoyed like hell. in Mumbai, I had the best time of my life in job time because it was all new. I made new friends. I had I got a very good perception about job that time. See, jobs are good, no bad perception. Until date, I don't have a very bad perception about it. But I worked there for 2 years. You know why I worked there? My only dream was to move out from this country. I wanted to go to a university called University of Southern California. My only dream. So I cleared my GRE. So when my offer letter came, so the only requirement was they wanted me 2 years of jobs experience letter. 2 years of experience letter they wanted. So I was very happy that I will go there, I will work for 2 years, and I will go and I will fly outside the country. Only agenda, only aim. And also I was excited for the first time I was going outside. I was actually leaving Bhopal for the very first time in my life. So 2 years passed in Mumbai. Again, something magical happened. It's a saying that nothing, not even a blade of grass moves without his will. So something happened. Everything happens for a reason. I understood it today when I connect the dots, and I got transferred to Chennai. So Chennai is a very beautiful city. A lot of people from Chennai here in this call. I love Chennai. So there are only 3 types of weather in Chennai. There are total of 3 types of weather in Chennai. One is hot, one is very hot, and one is very, very, very hot. Only 3 types of weather. Because I was from Bhopal, it's like a small hill station. It's all cool breeze flowing. Then I went to Mumbai, not very hot. Then the third city I shifted was Chennai. Again, now here the struggle started. So my office was in Siruseri. A lot of Chennai people know where Siruseri is, one of the beautiful office in Chennai. So I got shifted there, and I lived near Shoingalur. So it was like a 1 hour distance, and I used to take. I never used to take office bus because the frequency of that office bus was not very much there in my area. I lived really inside of Shoingalur, not exactly there. So staying there, it took me 1 hour to reach office every day. It was again a process. I used to come out. I used to walk for half a kilometer till the bus stop. Then I used to wait for 30 minutes. Then an amazing bus used to stop, the 3-number bus. I used to actually grab the window seat. Why window seat? So that I can breathe. It was so hot and it was so packed. I always wanted a window seat. I actually preferred waiting for 1 hour at the bus stop rather than getting into a jam-packed bus. Because the idea is different. I'll not say here, but there were some things that I wanted to open bus. I wanted to board an open bus. That rarely happened in Chennai. So I used to wait there for half an hour. Then bus used to come and I used to grab the window seat. Now, when I used to sit there and I used to look out of the bus, I used to see German cars going, people traveling in luxury cars. Then I used to imagine, I used to feel, I asked them, I had a lot of friends there in Delhi. So they told me, you know what, there are big people in this country. So they sell their property and they buy big cars. And that's how people purchases big car. So I understood very clearly that how I can buy a big car is selling off my property. There is no other option. I never knew I can do a business because I told you, right, definition of business for me was very different. And when I shifted to Chennai, my father straight away denied that they will not give me a single penny. Now I have to survive on my own. So I got a little bit increment when I shifted from Mumbai to Chennai. So now I was on my own. So my idea for getting German car and doing was like selling off a property, and I own nothing. I own peanuts, nothing, property zero. So things went and I used to reach office in 1 hour. Then again, it took me half an hour to relax and go to my cubicle because it was so hot. I used to without rain, I used to get wet without rains because it was very hot there. So it took me hours to actually settle down. Every day was a challenge. Every day was a challenge like this. So my office hours was morning 8 o'clock till night, around 11:30 or 12. People say they have done 9 to 5. I have not done 9 to 5. I have done 7 to 12. It was more because I was in a support project. So I don't know how Chennai people thought I was very intelligent. I don't know how they thought because I was the only North Indian in the entire cubicle, entire project. I was the only North Indian. Everybody was South Indian. So I rarely made one or two friends because they used to talk in Tamil and I used to talk in English. It's very difficult sometimes to crack jokes in English and laugh. It gets difficult for me because the thing na, the feeling na Hindi mein aati hai thoda sa jokes ki for North Indian people, and they used to crack joke in Tamil. So I could not understand them. They could not understand me. What only I was left to work. So we worked. I made 2 or 3 friends whom I used to go for lunch and dinner with them. Things started happening. The life was going on. The same circle was going on. Everything was same. Nothing was changing. No changes in the life. So one day, I was again boarded the bus. One morning, I again boarded the bus and I again saw one car. Again saw a German car and again thought the same thing. Ki property bech ke aaya hai. Somebody have sold their property and got this car. I had a very strong perception about it. Every day, I want how I could get this car. I have to earn good from a job, then save some money, then buy a property. Then one day I will be able to buy a good car. That's how I thought about all these things. So I went to office, and I was very excited that time. I'm in Chennai for only one reason, because in like another 1 week they were about to announce name of 5 people who will go to on-site. Many office people here, they may relate what is on-site. So it's about if you perform well in corporate, in your job, so you will be sent outside the country on behalf of the project, in behalf of the company. So I was very excited about that. I did everything. I came morning 7 o'clock. I reached on time. Every day I was the last person to leave from office. I worked very hard. I was just waiting for the day they will tell me your visa has been applied and you're all set to go. After 1 week, the result day came. And I don't know how things turned, how things fall apart. They told me that I'm really very sorry. You're not allowed to go outside. I don't know what office politics happened, what happened. I cannot say that, but I somehow thought my perception was they were actually choosing Tamilians first before a North Indian. That's how I thought. It may be not be true, but they were like all these South Indian people were going before me. But I was like, I worked really very hard. And I was literally sitting there. I heard the news. I went to my cubicle and I was since morning till night. I was just crying because my dream got crashed for going out of this country. I was literally crying a whole day. It was like the worst day of my life. Or indeed, I can say other way around. It may be the best day of my life because that day, I remember it was like 7 o'clock or 7:30. I was still crying. So 2 most beautiful person in my life. I was sitting at the last cubicle and there was a main gate outside. So 2 people came in, like they were also very sad. I don't know for what reason. They entered the office and they came in front of me and they introduced themselves. Hi, my name is Praneshwar. Another one said, hi, my name is Akash. And I looked at them. That was the day when my visa got rejected. And that was the day when I met Praneshwar and Akash. So I don't know how their visa also got rejected. They were on the same project where we were in different buildings. Sirusari building is huge. People who know that, it's huge. So I was in a different east side and they were in the west side. So that day, master plan, they eventually stepped into my project and they were joining my project only. They were joining the support project. So they told me what happened. They asked me like what happened. And I was so happy seeing after a long year, I saw 2 North Indian people whom I can actually communicate in Hindi. I was happy. I was very much excited. I forgot visa and all. I was excited. I started talking in Hindi, and I expressed everything. So this is what happened. Now these both people, Praneshwar and Akash, they were listening to me, and they told me exactly same thing happened to them. Exactly same thing. They also got rejected. So it's a saying that they all 3 got rejected. So now I was crying. Now we all 3 were crying together. So we were crying because everybody's dream got crashed, right? So we became very good friend in that, because in that bad phase of life, you come closer to people, right? So we became very close. So every day we used to go out for lunch and dinner in office. When I used to come at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the office, their office timing was exactly same. So we used to come to office, board that local bus. Now from then, And then we used to leave the office together. They used to drop me home from that bus. They never had anything from that bus only. They used to drop me home and they used to leave. So the routine was going on and going on and going on. So then one day we were sitting on lunch and Praneshwar came to me and told me, you know what, I have a lot of debts. I took a loan where I am paying an EMI of 21,000 and my salary is 25,000 and I have to pay a loan of EMI of 21,000. And I hardly survive with 4,000 rupees a month. That day I thought his life is more miserable than me. I was upset about my life. I got somebody whose life was more miserable than me. And Akash was like bindas. He didn't have any issue. He was like, I get 25,000 and I spend entire 25,000 over himself. So he was like, he didn't show like, Praneshwar was very upset about this. And he was like crying and cribbing, and that we were talking in Hindi. So we used all the good words for our manager every day. Every day he was getting blessing from us every day. We used to stand outside that mirror. There was a glass. A manager used to sit. All three of us used to stand in a row and used to say very good words to that manager in Hindi. So he don't understand much. And he used to smile at us. Okay, nice. And we used to say thank you. So he never understood what we meant. And we were very frustrated, all three of us. So one day, what happened was, Praneshwar took a leave for a week. He left office for a week. Then me and Akash called him, like, where are you going? He never disclosed where he was going. So he said, I am going on a trip with my friends. We said, okay, you're going on a trip. So me and Akash continued with the office. After a week, Praneshwar came back. And suddenly when he came back after a week, I saw a major change in him. He started, when we went for a lunch, we said, how was your trip? How was that? And he started blabbering. It was the best 7 days of my life. You have no idea. My life is changed. And we both were like, in a week, his life is changed. And with a trip, his entire life got changed. Now we both figure out that something is fishy. Something is wrong with it. So Akash and me became detective. Like, let's talk Praneshwar, what he's doing. Let's see. He has made a new girlfriend or something. He's actually happy these days. So we was talking to him, what changed? What changed suddenly? So there was my sister was getting married that time. So I have to leave for Bhopal for 20 days. So I applied for leave for 20 days and I left for my hometown. In that duration of 20 days, Akash got signed up by Praneshwar. So now I can relate that 1 week Praneshwar got signed up. He went to Bangalore for his welcome system. He was reading books and doing his research. That was that 1 week of time where he was like gone. So he was understanding business. He was doing his research. He went to Bangalore for that, maybe for system and welcome. That time welcome never used to happen in Chennai. So eventually when I came back from the marriage, I saw the way Praneshwar was behaving exactly the same way now Akash is behaving. And they both are happy. We three were frustrated souls. Now in this group of three, two were very happy. The third person was me. I was like, I could not believe my eyes that what suddenly changed in a month. The life changed in a month. And I'm still the same. And the bad part was they never told me anything. Never ever they told me anything. They were doing their survey, their research, and they started gossiping within themselves. Now sometimes they left me for lunch, and I used to feel very bad. First of all, it was a group of 3 people. Now it was 2 people very happy going for lunch. They have to talk something. They used to tell me, "You wait. We have to talk something, and we'll come and back, and we'll take you." And I used to feel very angry that you have to tell me what are you doing. Why you suddenly became so happy? We all were sad, na? Let's continue to be sad. That's how that saddest mindset there I'm having developed in a job, because my life changed in Chennai, completely changed in Chennai. So I said, how can you be happy? You have to tell me. Praneshwar, trust me, never told me. So one day out of the blue, I was sitting in my cubicle cursing these both. So Praneshwar came to me and told me, listen, I have started a business. Do you want to do it? And I looked at him and I smiled and I said, no, I'm really very sorry. What are you talking about? Because that visual imprint that I carried for Praneshwar, he was a guy wherein the oil, he used to put 1 kg oil in his head, which used to come out from here oil was coming out from here, and he used to wear a double XL shirt, double his size. So that was the imprint, that was a visual effect I had for Praneshwar. And when I looked at him, the image I had for business is like, you need a lot of money, you need big setup, you need customers, a lot of things. This is how I thought about business. And I looked at Praneshwar. I was very sure he must be doing something small. He must have opened a panki dukan or something, and he must be very happy. So I understood now why he is happy. I gave a C response. So he looked at me very politely. He looked at me and he left. And I was like very happy, very happy. Now I understood. He is happy because he has started some chota mota business, and he is like trying to fool me around. And then again Akash came to me. Said, I told Akash, you know what? Praneshwar has started some small business. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. He told me that he has an EMI of 21,000, and now he told me that he started a business. It's not possible, right? Then Akash looked at me and he said, yes, maybe or maybe not, because till the time he was signed up. So he asked me, what you told Praneshwar? I said, I rejected him at once because I know he cannot do it. He cannot do it when somebody whose oil is coming out from here, and he's actually, in English, he used to stammer a lot. And I was so sure that person like him cannot do any business. He cannot do business. I was very sure in my head. So I gave a C response and I left. Now, it never affected our friendship. But what the best thing I liked about Praneshwar and Akash, till the time I got to know, Praneshwar told me, listen, you don't have to be very happy because Akash is also doing with me. Because out of that, I was like talking to Akash more. So Praneshwar said, Akash is also doing. So we are doing the same business. If you want to come, you're welcome, or else leave it. Then I started poking Akash, please tell me also what he's doing. And he said, I need to check with Praneshwar. I said, you need to check with Praneshwar to tell me what you guys are doing. He said, yes. So I understood that they are not going to tell me anything. And they never told me also. So things started continuing. Now they started being more happy, becoming more happy. As days were passing, they were talking again. I started seeing a major change in both of them gradually. I started visualizing that these two people were changing. The way Praneshwar used to carry himself, and the way he, after 10-15 days of starting the business, the way he was presenting himself, I saw the change in him. Now he had a good haircut. Now he bought a very good clothes. Now he's more confident. Now he's like more happy. First we used to sit together in lunch and we used to cry together that we had this EMI, we had this loan. Now suddenly nobody is actually crying, nobody is cribbing, everybody is happy. The only person who was sad was me. So it was getting over my head. I was getting frustrated and irritated looking at them. So one day, what they did was, I'll tell you, that day changed my life. They were sitting there and they were doing shopping. So I looked at Praneshwar. I said, what you guys are doing? They said, you know what? We are buying some cool stuff from Myntra. And suddenly their tone changed. Suddenly their language changed. Suddenly everything changed. So you are buying some cool stuff from Myntra, the green t-shirt and the blue t-shirt. Why? Because we are going out for a business conference in Malaysia. I was like shocked. This guy don't have 5,000 rupees in his account. I know that. I know it very well. And this guy is talking about Malaysia trip, buying clothes. And I was like, something is going wrong, big time. Something is wrong. They're not telling me. And I saw then Akash was buying again clothes, and he's saying, we both will have fun. So sorry, Kriti, you have to manage 2 weeks in office. We can go to lunch alone, na? You know what? We are going to Malaysia. So we'll have a good time there. So 1 week we're going to roam around, and for another week we'll have a business conference. So can you manage for some time? I was like I got so pissed off. I went home, and that was the day when I left office at morning 4 o'clock. The same day, I left office at morning 4 o'clock. So I reached home, and I was thinking, I judged him a lot. I judged Praneshwar a lot. But eventually 10 days passed, 15 days passed. When I started witnessing the change in him, when I started witnessing how he used to talk to me, how he presented himself, his state of mind, he was always talking positive things. He never cribbed from that time when he started the business. He used to wear good clothes. Suddenly he did a shopping and everything was changing. Everything was changing. His aura was changing. Then one day, I never got closed on business. I never got closed on business. Nobody can close me over the business. But I got closed looking at the change that I saw in Praneshwar and Akash. I got closed there. That how drastically within 10 and 15 days they were changing. They were like becoming a better person. They were having a more positive conversation. So one day they were talking like, Akash, which car do you like? And Praneshwar told, I like RD, I like BMW. And Praneshwar was saying, which car do you like? They started talking big things which I could not relate even. So that day I decided, I told Praneshwar, I'm really very sorry. I judged you. And I really want to do this business. Whatever you are doing, I'm fine. Because, I also want to change. I don't want to remain this state of mind. I am really pissed off from this job. I'm pissed off from everything around me. And I can actually see you. I can see you changing. So is there any option that I can also join your aura? The way you are carrying yourself, I also wanted to join this league. So I got completely closed over the way they prospected me. Completely closed. So from that day, I started the business. Nothing. I applied for loan, and I came to know this is it. This is it. And with them, from that time, from that moment, from the very next week, welcome started happening in Chennai. So my first welcome was taken by Vijay Anna. I love him a lot. Like, he was the person who changed my life. I used to piss him off a lot that time. Maybe he don't remember it, but I remember. So he took my first welcome, and I was completely closed from here in the welcome itself. So now, entire this scenario, what I understood, nobody could close me over the business and the products. But what the only thing I got involved in this business, I got submitted towards everybody, was the change I saw in them. The aura that they actually showed in them. So what I see now, according to me now, what I'll tell you a different aspect of prospecting. I was a result of prospecting. If Praneshwar and Akash would have not prospected me in this way, showing all the changes in them, I would have never started the business. So what, according to me, is prospecting is finding the people who fits into your frequency, who fit into your same thought process, finding that person, finding that metal, finding that right connection, right lead, finding that right lead. So I will classify prospecting into two different aspects. So one aspect, which what I feel, what I learned from the business. One aspect is how you want others to look at your business. Okay. And the other is how you look at your business, the mindset behind it. Trust me, this is no different thing. Everybody has been doing that. We have been prospected all our life by somebody or the other. It's basically the way we live is prospecting. So I'll talk about both the aspects today. First is the technical aspect. So how I want others to look at my business. So, when I went to school in Bhopal, so my father entered the school. So he sat. So the school gave them a prospectus. You know what is prospectus? Prospectus is where it's a booklet where you have all the beautiful pictures about the school. They actually showcase the school in a beautiful manner. They present the school in a very beautiful manner. So they gave him a prospectus, and my father got closed by looking at the building, the infrastructure. They had a swimming pool in it. They had horse riding in it. So looking at that prospectus, my father decided I will go to this school. So this is how they chose school for me. Now I went to college. How I selected my college, it was a very simple way, because I never had much options. My dad never wanted me to actually go out and study. I'll tell you a very interesting thing how my brother selected his college. So he went to SRM University, the same university, like most of my appliance from there. But they had a different reason. My brother had a different reason. So he contacted one of his senior. So that senior sent him the prospectus of the college. There he saw a lot of beautiful girls. And he called and he told me, he came to me and he said, you know what? A lot of butter paneer is there. And I never understood what he's talking about. Looking at the prospectus of the college, looking at the beautiful, glamorous photographs, looking at the building, the infrastructure. He never saw anybody like getting into deep study. He saw glamorous photographs. He saw the way the college presented themselves. The impression, the first impression that the prospectus made in his mind made him go to that college. That's how he selected his college. Okay, it's always the first image, right? The way college presented them in the prospectus. So he chose SRM, and rest is like history. He is there in the business, but that's how he went to that college. And moreover, starting from school and college, arranged marriages in India, how that happens. It's the most funniest way. So you get to hear the name of the groom. So what is the first thing that you do when you hear that this is the guy? So what is the first thing that comes in your mind? Immediately, and I'll take out my mobile phone and I'll start searching in the Facebook, right? The first thing you do is that search the name of that guy in Facebook, or the guy will search the name of the girl in Facebook or Instagram, whatever it is. Why they do that? Because they want to have a look, right? What kind of person he is, what kind of people he's associated with, where he have checked in, how happening that guy is. And if it fits in, they come to the house, then the meeting happens for both the sides. It's how it happens in India. Then both the side meeting happens. Then the girl is presented in a very beautiful manner in a salwar kurta, and they carry a very beautiful tray, and we have the best crockery, whatever best crockery we have in the house. We serve tea, and then we have garam samosa. We do our best, and trust me, Indian moms will decorate the house as if tomorrow is a marriage. They put on the good cushion covers, good bed sheet. They will all decorate the house. You know why it was happening? Why this happens? Because they want the first impression to be the best. They were actually presenting themselves, right? Arranged marriage is like presenting themselves. So the look and feel they wanted to give to the other family. They do all this tamjam. They do all these things. They present themselves beautifully. That's how arranged marriage happens in India. I've been I know it very closely because I'll tell you later about it. Forget arranged marriage. Love at first sight, right? So what is love at first sight? When Pratik started coming, and Pratik started this business now, he used to fall in love with every other girl. Every other girl used to fall till the time he was not committed. Now he is engaged. He used to fall in love with every other girl. And I used to ask him, how do you fall in love? How do you say that you have fallen into love at first sight? Now I understood the psychology behind it. So when you look at somebody, there is an image in front of you, right? Then that image leads to an impression. That impression leads to an emotion, the feeling. And that feeling helps you decide whether to date that girl or not. Correct? At the first sight, you cannot see the heart. You don't have an X-ray in your eyes, right? That I will see the heart at the first glance. So the first view is always the image, is always the impression. That's how he used to fall in love. That's how everybody used to fall in love. Love at first sight, it's the same thing, right? So it's how the visual impact got in his mind. Now, when move on, this marriage thing is okay. Love at first sight is okay. It is happening everywhere. Every big brand, every big celebrity is doing this, is doing prospecting. I'll tell you how. I'll show you a very amazing example. I want you to look at this image. I'll share my screen. I want you to look at this image and tell me, what do you see? What do you see here? There are two cakes, right? So it's your child's birthday, and he's very much excited about the cake, that he want to cut the most beautiful cake and everything. He told you to bring the cake from the shop. Which cake will you choose if you have money? And for which cake you are ready to pay higher price? What do you think? The left side or the right side? So of course the right side, right? Why? Trust me, the left side of the cake, it's very healthy. But the right side of the cake, it's looking very beautiful, right? Because it's looking beautiful, you are ready to pay higher price for this. Correct? Why? Because it's looking very tempting now. So I get closed over the visual imprint that cake actually created in my mind. The first impression that this cake has in my mind I got closed, and I actually ended up giving extra money to buy this cake. This, don't you think so? This is the natural human mindset. Like, now you think about yourself, whatever you have been choosing in your life. Don't you think so? You took the first took the look and feel of that, and you got closed looking at the first glance. Correct? The way you present, the way things were presented to us. I'll take a very amazing example. So you know Cadbury. Do you know Cadbury? It's a company, right? Dairy milk, Cadbury Dairy Milk. So I'll give you a brilliant example to help you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. So Cadbury, when in the early 70s and 80s, their target customer were kids. The customer base was kids. They were completely focused on selling the product to the kids. So the imprint of Cadbury was chocolates mean kids. Correct? I'll show you one more thing. Chocolate means kids. Now look at this. What do you see here? Kinder Joy and Cadbury, right? Now these both are chocolates only. Now when it comes to Kinder Joy, what will you feel? This is for kids only because they have presented themselves like that. There is a toy here. There is like, it is meant for kids. Like, how do you know it is meant for kids? And how do you know that Cadbury is meant for everybody? Because Kinder Joy as a company, they showcased themselves. They showcased themselves that they're presenting themselves. They, the target customer was kids. The visual imprint was they were selling themselves for the kids. Correct? Now this Cadbury thing, I'll show you another thing. So after in early 90s, when Cadbury understood the business was not growing, the only audience were kids, the visual impact that they created for the chocolates, everybody was thinking that chocolate is meant for kids. So they wanted their customer base to grow, their entire customer thing to grow. So what they did was they came up with a brilliant idea. So from that ad in early 90s, and there was an ad, I will show you that. You will feel very nostalgic about it. So in early 90s, in their ads, where before kids were there, they replaced those kids with adults. They replaced that kids with youth. So that they can actually change the target audience. So they wanted the customer to feel that Cadbury is not only meant for kids, now they are meant for everybody. Their target audience is now youth also. So now the visual imprint that they created in our mind was, when we look at Cadbury, when we look at dairy milk, it is not only for kids, it is for adults too. I'll show you this beautiful ad. It was a life-changing ad for them, where a very small change created a very big impact in their life. So their customer base changed, the business grew, everything changed because of only one strategy. The one strategy that they adopted was they changed the visual imprint that they were trying to create in our head, in the customer's head. Now, I think they were prospecting us. They had a very good strategy of prospecting their customer base. Now this Cadbury was replaced by that sweets. When we use that sweets, then that people buy in Diwali and Dussehra and any festival. So now people don't buy Cadbury only when it's Children's Day. Now Cadbury used to sell mostly in Valentine's Day because of that one visual imprint that Cadbury created. I'll show you that ad. It's like you will feel nostalgic. The 90s kids knows that, and not only 90s kids, everybody knows that. So I'll tell you, what was that one ad that actually changed their life? Maybe you will relate. It's a very nostalgic ad. When I was like, when I saw this ad in the TV, I didn't want to relate it much, but I understood this was a strategy adopted by Cadbury to grow up their sales, because now they wanted their customers to look at their business the way they want to do. So I told you, right, there are two aspects of prospecting. The first way was how you want others to look at your business, correct? So now I was looking at Cadbury the way they wanted me to look at them. So they replaced their ads. Now my visual imprint was Cadbury is meant for everybody. So they started new campaigns like Shubharam, Kuch Meetha Ho Jaye. They launched beautiful campaigns. So now everybody became so famous. So everybody in Diwali and Dashera, they replaced sweets because they found some adulteration in that sweets. So they had a very good chance to bump into the market and replace the sweets with the Cadbury. They had a very good packaging. Okay, so the only thing, again, I'm reminding you, the only intent of me telling you this was the visual imprint matters. The way you want your business, how others should see it, that matters. So you know what? One person came to me like 2 days back, 2-3 days back. One person came to me, ki ma'am, closing is not happening. I am doing everything. I am very energetic. I'm very happy. But why closing is not happening? So I just asked him 2-3 things. You're calling up your school friends, you're calling up your college friends. Okay. So now what image that college friend have of yours in their mind? You were like bunking the class together. You were like doing all the negative stuffs together when you were in college. Like a lot of things. So he had that visual imprint of you. That now suddenly you're telling them that I have started $1 billion business. Please come. So how will they believe? How will they have actually seen you as that old garib somebody? Like he cannot actually believe at you at the once, right? So you have to first change his visual imprint. And how can you do that? How will you do that? The only area, the only platform where you can do, when you can actually upgrade your self-image, your image, that how others should see you, is social media prospecting. It's social media prospecting. Because I told him, how will your friend knows that you have changed? You will not call that person and say, hey, listen, I'm a changed person now. I've started $1 billion business and blah, blah. He will not believe you. Correct? But he will first, what he will first do is, he will open your Facebook account to actually stalk you. What are you doing? Everybody does that. Even I have done that. You must have done that, right? Whatever comes to you, you first open the social media. So what I understood about prospecting is, I told him, start putting good pictures of yourself. It's how you see yourself as, right? Now he came to me and said, ma'am, but this is like show off, na? A lot of people come to me and say, hum to show off karte hain. We are showing off, right? A lot of show off is going on. It's not at all show off. First, let me tell you, we are not doing any show off. It's showing up your different version of you. It's showing up your change. It's upgrading your image in that social media platform. So don't think this as show off. This is upgrading your self-image. Every businessman does that. My father, when any festival comes with Diwali or Dashera, he first used to decorate his shop. Then he used to do puja. Then he used to enter. Then we have started $1 million business. Why can't we see we are selling ourselves, right? We are everything. So we need to showcase ourselves in a right manner. We have to present ourselves in a right manner. Correct? So that's why I asked him, before doing any info, before doing anything, please can you do social media prospecting so that your self-image can upgrade in your head and your image can get upgraded in your prospect's head also. And he will not suddenly say that this person has changed. Maybe he have a different perception about you. But what we can do is, we can slowly, gradually try to change the perception of that person, how he look at you, the visual imprint. Now you are no more the person who steals tiffin or who bunks the class. Now you have grown up, right? Now you are becoming an entrepreneur. You're going towards a business journey. So you will showcase a change where you cannot call up that person. The only platform where you can showcase a change is that social media prospecting. You can upgrade your Instagram. You can upgrade your Facebook profile, a lot of things. So, but the problem is, why people don't do that? There are only two things. Why people don't choose to talk to people, why people choose to feel scared. You know why? Why we don't do prospecting? Two reasons. One reason is lack of knowledge. We don't have enough knowledge about the business. And the second thing is fear. We had a fear. We have some fear in our head. Lack of knowledge I'll talk about. We don't know the intensity of the business. Even I never knew the intensity of the business, because for me, that imprint was, for me, when I was growing up, I thought the business was like big setup, lot of money, only people who had a lot of money can do business. This is how I used to feel. Correct. Now, how I changed my perspective, how different, how gradually I changed my perspective, by understanding, by getting aware about the business, by getting knowledge, by reading the books. Do you have, how many times have you read your books? How many times have you revised your list? How many times have you done everything what your upline told you? Only once you read books and somebody rejects you and you feel sad. It's very weird, right? We don't have enough knowledge about the business. Actually, a lot of people are like buying stuff in Amazon these days. Like in lockdown, even I'm buying a lot of stuff from Amazon. So now if I talk about Amazon now, you know the customer care number of Amazon. You know how to refund that product in Amazon. You know everything about Amazon. But now you have started a business. Do you know the customer care number of our business? Do you know everything about our business? Somebody who opens a small shop na, parchun ki dukan, grocery shop, that business, that shopkeeper knows everything about that thing. That's a shop. He knows where the salt is, he knows where the sugar is. But do you know everything about your business? Do you know everything about virtual office? Do you open your virtual office every day? No, right? And we call ourselves as businessmen. So the problem is, to only those people who think prospecting is like showing off, I cannot talk to people. The problem is they are still not businessmen yet. They are still customers, because whatever I was saying is from a perspective of a businessman. It's how business should grow, right? I'm not telling anything about how customers see from a different angle. How I see, because I am an owner of a business. So I should know everything about my business, everything. So the time I will know every damn thing about my business, I have enough knowledge, enough, I know the truth about the business. I'll gain everything. I will never be scared, right? I will be confident. Because trust me, if you are a national distributor of an apple, suppose, example, you are a national distributor of an apple, and you were to sell the distribution rights, you were given to sell the rights of a distribution right for the apple. You will be very happy, right? Your phone will not be like this, right? You will not call your friends like this. How you will call your friends? You will tell them, I'm bloody national distributor of Apple. Trust me, this opportunity is even bigger. Maybe you will not realize it right now, but down the line, when you will have enough knowledge, you will understand what is the intensity of this business. So I would request all of you, when you do the Google search, right, please search the right content. Please search the right thing. Then you will get aware. Then you will be confident about the business. And about that fear, I was also very scared in the starting. So there were a lot of fears when I used to go to school now. So there was a fear inside my head. This fear is never leaving us. So I had a fear that if I fail, I'll not be promoted to the next class. So when I reached 10th board, and my mom and dad told me, if you will not get good grades in 10th board, you will not get your favorite subject. You will not get science, because whatever you want to do, they wanted me to take science. So I studied well, I studied hard, and studied hard. Failure was not an option. Failing was like, I cannot fail. I was never taught to fail, right? So when I reached 12th standard, so exam pressure was too much. Please, you have to score, now you have to be number one. You have to score good grades so that you can enter into a good college. I entered into a college. Now there, people were telling me, if you will not study here, if your attendance is not good, if you will not give your 100%, you will not get a good job. So all my life, I was told by somebody, you cannot fail. If you will fail, you will become a loser. Trust me, this is the best business on the entire planet Earth. I cannot call it a business. Moreover, this business is a university wherein now you will be taught how to fail. It is okay to fail, but it is not okay to give up. It is okay to fail here. There are a lot of people who are there to support you. A lot of people, you see a lot of uplines coming here in GS, right? What do you think? They became successful by magic? Like 1,000 people on the left, 1,000 people on the right, somebody cut the people and they put it? No, they failed many times. The more you fail here, the more successful you will get. So recently, somebody came to my house, one of a downline came to my house. So she was a girl. She told me, ma'am, I got rejection from 4 people. 4 people rejected me, and now I'm feeling so depressed. I'm feeling so miserable. I feel like dying. I said, 4 people rejected you and you feel like dying. End of business. So business is not good because 4 people rejected you. So your self-image went down, right? So like what next? So I looked at her and I said, you know what? There is a song that is playing inside by looking at your face. There is a beautiful song that what exactly are you feeling right now and what I am feeling for you. Do you want to see what I showed her? It's a little funny. I told her, it's a little funny. This is how. Look at the expressions of Shah Rukh Khan. Look at the expression of Shah Rukh Khan. This is how you feel after rejection. And I started laughing a lot. Trust me, I started laughing looking at her. I said, with 4 people rejecting you, you're feeling like killing yourself. Like 4 morons who can never actually, like, I don't want to talk about it much. I said, this is what exactly you're feeling, right? She said, yes. So, a wonderful thing, I can relate it so much because I also got my first rejection. Now. So when I came to the business, so that time Ravi Bhai was eventually there in Chennai. He was there with Manu Bhai. So my working upline that time was Manu Bhai. So I called up my, so when you come to the business, what your first thought? To close your hots, right? So I did my 12 hots at a go. The first hot call I gave to somebody was my cousin, was my sister. I told her this story. So I called up my sister. I told her, you know what? I am into a very big business. Please send me the money. Please send me this money, this amount of money. And she was in Chicago that time. I was having blind trust on her. She is the only person on this earth who will not question me, and she will transfer the money like this. What she did to me was, I called her. She put me on speaker. And Jiju was there with her. She told me, what joke are you cracking? You started a business? And I told her, you know what? In 2 to 3 years, I will buy my own Audi. By listening to that word Audi, she started laughing like hell. Jiju started laughing. She started laughing. And I was listening to her. I said, what happened? You transfer me the money. I've started the business. If I'm buying Audi, then I'll help you buy a Mercedes. Don't worry. She started laughing even more. That was my first hot call. And I was feeling so bad from inside. Why is she laughing? Why is she making fun of me? Am I into a wrong business? Like, have I done something wrong? So I disconnected the call and I straight away went to my upline, Ravi Bhai. And I was like, Ganga and Jamuna was like flowing from my eyes. I was crying. I told him, Bhai, she rejected me. She told me like, Aukaat mein rahe. What are you doing? She also told me, do you even know what is the price of Audi in India? And you're talking about big, big things. This is what she told me, bhai. And Ravi Bhai was looking at me. He was not saying a word. And I was crying. After some time, he spoke. You're feeling very bad. Bahut bura lag raha hai. I said, yes, I'm feeling very hurt. I was like the most depressed person on this planet. This song was very relevant to me. I was listening to that song that time. I was listening to all the negative songs that time because I got my first rejection. Then Bhai told me, if you're really feeling bad, okay, then prove her wrong. Simple. You told her, right? In next 2 years, you will buy Audi and blah, blah. Don't feel bad. Why are you putting this thing in a negative emotion? If you're genuinely feeling bad from inside, go and buy Audi. And I was looking at him. What? He said, yes. Bura laga hai, tu kar le. And if you're a loser, then leave it. That day was a life-changing day for me. Life-changing day. From then and there, I decided I was really hurt from here. I was really hurt. Somebody laughed at me. Somebody rejected me because maybe they don't know which business I am into. But the more hurtful feeling was they didn't trust in me. So for the next day, I felt hurt. From another day, for next 2 years, I kept my focus straight. Now my dream car was not Audi at all. I wanted to buy Audi now because I was hurt. I was literally hurt. I wanted to Audi because of one reason. I wanted to prove her wrong. Trust me, exactly after 2 years from that call where she told me that you cannot do it, I bought my first Audi A4 cash down. Exactly after 2 years. Why, Because I really felt bad. I really felt bad from here. And how can she say all these things to me? But now what you do when you get rejected? Oh my God, I got rejected. Now this business is not good. I am not good. You apply all the negative secrets. I will die. I will suicide. I will do this. I will quit. Tell me one thing. If you have opened a sari showroom, like big showroom, and a customer steps into, and he makes you open all the saris that you have in that showroom, and at the end of the day, he says that I'm sorry, I didn't like anything, and he leave. What will you do? Will you shut down the showroom? Will you say that leave it, I'll leave this business, I'm not going to do this business, I'll close on my showroom? No, right? You will still open the showroom next day. Why? Because there you have put in a lot of money, there you understand business. Here we get 4 rejection, we had a fear, we stop talking to people. After 4 rejection, we stop up prospecting, we stop talking to people, we don't do anything, we go to our upline and we cry. The only thing we do like this only, right? Rather, I told her that girl who came to my house, now I told her, if you have really felt bad, this song should not come into your mind. Don't go in a bad trip. Don't go into BT. Okay. The song actually that should come into your mind is, what trip you should be in. Life is a trip, right? I'll tell you what trip you should be in after getting rejected. I told her, don't go in that trip. Don't feel bad about your rejection. Don't play that stupid song in your head. Don't give me that the expression. Rather than, actually, the best revenge, if you have really felt bad from here, the best revenge is success. Become successful. Now, he chose to become, in this movie, he chose to become an IAS officer. He didn't choose to become a Devdas. Like, rejection is a very natural thing. It will happen to you every day. But your real success is defined how you take that rejection. What is that attitude after you got rejected? Correct? So my attitude was like this only. I was like, I will show you. I will prove you one day. So I went on proving. The very next year of my business, my Audi was not my dream car. So my dream car was Mercedes. So immediately next year of when I bought the Audi, I bought my first Mercedes CLA. And I loved it. Because you know why I got it? Because I could buy it. Because that was, and the first thing I did was, I put that Mercedes photo on Facebook. Now I don't have to call to people. I don't have to talk to people. Now people come and talk to me. It's reverse prospecting, right? Now you make your visual impression so high in your head and in front of other people so that people will come and talk to you. Your half job is done. Wearing a good perfume, that Gucci perfume, is also prospecting. So when you go on lift, if you are wearing a good perfume, you don't have to talk to somebody. That person will talk to you. That person will ask you, which perfume? You're smelling very nice. And conversation started. Okay, so it's very easy, right? Present yourself in a very beautiful manner. You are a business owner. You have no idea where you have landed. There are so many modules that has happened before, and they are telling you the intensity, the magnitude of the business. I don't need to tell you again. But that's how you should look at your business. Don't feel sad. Don't fear. Because trust me, in this business, you will be taught everything. So don't worry. Just relax. Okay. So I'll tell you one amazing thing. You have heard about Mahabharata? Anybody who have heard about Mahabharata? So there are 2 sides, right, of Mahabharata. There are 2 teams. I can say there are 2 senas that Mahabharata has. So one Sena is like Kaurav Sena and one Sena is Pandav Sena. So this Kaurav Sena is very powerful. I'll tell you the names also. I've written and the names, I forget them. So the Kaurav Sena is very powerful. So they have their Senapati as Bhishma Pitama. Then they have Karna in Kaurav Sena. Then they have this, Duryodhan. They have Bhishma Pitama. Whereas Pandav Sena, right? They have 5 amazing Pandavas. Arjun, who believed that he is the best Dhanurdhar in the entire universe. He believed that. And it is the result. They were also hurt. Now, why that yudh happened? Why that battle happened? Mahabharata, why it happened? Because they felt bad, right? These people, these Kauravas insulted their wife. They felt bad. So they decided to do a war. So they felt bad from here and they were very strong from here. That's why that battle happened, right? So eventually, what was the result? Because their self-image was so high, Arjuna believed that he is the best Dhanudhar in the entire planet. They won the battle. They eventually won the battle because they felt bad and they won the battle. They could have given up, right? But they didn't. So, you know, guys, you're also in the real battlefield now. You're fighting for your dreams. You are live on the battlefield. This is the time when if you've felt bad about anything, entire life, you must have felt bad about something, right? Somebody have told you something. Somebody has told you about, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. The best revenge is success. Please go out and talk to as many people as you can. So when I got my first rejection, I was like fearless at that time. I never went low. I was fearless. I went out and like did everything that I possibly can, because I know the only thing that I can change my destiny is me myself. I cannot sit and cry. I have to go out. So you are into the real battlefield. The battle is about your dreams. Now how you want to fight, how you want to go forward, you have to decide. Okay. So I would like to, there are a lot of things that I wanted to cover, but I think it's enough. So I wish you all the best. I wish you good luck and happy prospecting, guys. Talk to as many people as you can. Become fearless. Get enough knowledge. And all the best. See you soon. Thank you.
Guys, I told you it will be, you know, something different today, some new perspective of the same old thing. So I hope you'll take it up as a learning and follow it and become super successful like my upline. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Bye bye, take care. Bye bye.